The Ghana Medical Association has begun a nationwide strike today. The association says it will not attend to outpatient department cases as it has for this week withdrawn from such services.
According to the doctors, if their concerns are not resolved after a week, they will withdraw emergency services and later resign en masse. The action follows a deadlocked meeting on Wednesday over the absence of conditions of service for doctors and other health workers. The doctors gave a June-ending deadline to withdraw their services completely if government failed to finalize a document that will serve as their conditions of service, but later extended the deadline to July 28. The doctors say for several years they have worked without any single document that determines their welfare. They added they pay for their own medical expenses and that of their families, a situation they say must end. After the June deadline was postponed, the doctors met at a general council and agreed on a roadmap to follow if government were to renege on the promise to complete, sign and deliver a document that will serve as conditions of service for doctors.
We're going to be staying a while longer on this subject and essentially gauging the mood of the general public as well as our reporters on the ground to tell us what's the very latest on this particular strike action by doctors across the country. Let's go live to the phone lines and speak to our reporter, Daniel Opoku. He's been monitoring developments. Daniel, tell us what's the very latest with regards to this strike action.
Right, good afternoon to you, Pakusi. Currently, we went to Kolego Teaching Hospital to find out from the central OPD that's whether they were taking in patients. And clearly what the doctor said, the doctors are not working at the OPD yesterday, that they will not be taking care of OPD patients. So the whole OPD that I speak to you is empty. You have just empty chairs and empty tables. Nobody, they are not just admitting them. And those who normally take the registration of the various people who come to the OPD have also decided to carry their bags and leave, and now they've all gone home. And secondly, at the surgical ward, or the OPD at the surgical ward, over hundreds of people are gathered over there because they have come for review. Apart from the OPD, the central OPD where we have empty seats and empty chairs, the central OPD of the surgical ward has a lot of people and they are coming for a review, but they are not taking in patients as the doctors have said. So basically the patients who we spoke to are not happy with the development. There are those who are complaining that government should speed up in resolving the problems of the doctors. And one particular patient was saying that he pays tax. For that reason, doesn't see the need for doctors to withdraw their services or withdraw the OPD when he pays tax. So these are the difficult issues that most of the patients are asking, hoping that governments will be able to resolve their problems before the end of this week. And we were able to speak to the leadership of the Ghana Medical Association. We spoke with the General Secretary, Dr. Frank Sebo. Dr. Frank Sebo says that yes, negotiations have started, but they believe that the government should have resolved their problems a long time ago. And as I speak to you currently, government has scheduled a meeting to take place next week for them to be able to resolve some of this. But the leadership of the doctors and the members of GMA have decided to withdraw the first portion of what they have said they would do. That's withdrawing the OPD treatment. That they have emergency treatment, which they will be doing from the second week, and then all of them resigning en bloc from the third week.
Daniel, I know you've been interacting with the leadership of the doctors. Do we know what the likely implications of this strike action is, if indeed it persists until next week?
Right. The implications actually will be on everybody, every patient who goes to the hospital. Now, the withdrawal of the OPD treatment, those who go for them to be registered, for them to go and see a doctor, will not be able to do. And currently they have to turn their attention to the private clinics. And with that, going to the private clinic, we agree with that, which is very costly. For them, most of the time, they are not taking, they're not taking folders for National Health Insurance Scheme. So unless you have a folder before you'll be able to access the public health. But with the second week, the withdrawal of emergency cases, in the case of the emergency cases, the doctors will withdraw treatment of emergency cases. It means that all those who will be in the ward during the second week will receive treatment. That's what they are saying. They will receive treatment until they are able to speak to a lot of them that, look, we are on strike. It's either you seek health care somewhere, or after the second week, we may not be able to see to you. That's they'll be engaging the patients for them to seek treatment elsewhere. That's for the second week when we are dealing with the emergency cases. Then after they have been able to discharge all of them and decongested the various wards, that's when they will tender in their resignation for all of them to resign en bloc.
All right, thank you very much. My colleague Daniel Opoko reporting live from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. He's been monitoring developments with regards to the latest strike action by medical doctors across the country. Let's hop on to the other phone line and speak to my colleague Benjamin Edu. He's also going to tell us exactly what's happening in the Ashanti region. Benjamin, what's the case where you are?
Yeah, what I can tell you for fact is that at Kolebu Teaching Hospital this morning, mothers whose children are sick have been told to check their temperature. If the children are too hot, they have asked them to seek treatment elsewhere. But for now, what doctors are doing is that they are handling emergency cases and some cases that they booked yesterday. That was what is happening at Kolebu Hospital. But some patients were being turned away by the hospital authorities since doctors are on strike. But they are only handling the emergency cases.
Benjamin, do you get the impression that the information about the strike action of the medical doctors has indeed trickled down to the general public? Are people aware, or they just get to the hospital and are informed about the strike action?
Yeah, people are aware, but what is happening at the moment is that because today happens to be the first day of the strike, the impact has not been felt as people were expected. But from today, expectations are that from tomorrow and other days, the impact will be highly hit to patients and then other health officials.
Are there many people in the hospitals?
Yeah, many, but not as many as those patients that we've been witnessing over the years at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
And my final question, have you had the opportunity of interacting with the leadership of the doctors where you are?
Yeah, I spoke to Dr. Joseph York, a consultant surgeon at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and he told me that because the message came in late yesterday night and they also booked some cases, it's better for them to handle those cases. But from tomorrow, they're not going to handle any new cases except emergency cases.
All right, thank you very much, Benjamin Edu, reporting live from the Ashanti region.